ISO certifications. So from the word, you can see there is going to be a certificate given by a third party. That is what we call it as ISO certification. We will be discussing about what is meant by ISO, what is ISO certification, what are the important series available in ISO. Since our topic is on ISO 9000, it is on quality related aspects. We will be discussing about what is quality control, what is quality assurance, TQM and ISO. Because when you see the TQM as well as ISO, it came almost at the same time. Then about what are the salient features available in ISO 9000. And in case if any organization wanted to go for an ISO certification, what are the steps to be taken care, and which are the organizations which are helping in us in getting the certification, and also some of the references which we have taken. Now coming to what does it ISO stands for? Previously, there was a understanding that it is going to be IOS. But now it is ISO. It is International Organization for Standardization. So you can see that S is actually, it is supposed to come in the end, but now it is in the middle. So ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization. It is an internationally accepted organization, or what we can say, it is a global organization that works to provide standardization across array of products, services, and organization. So under the standardization, what it comes, there are three items. One is going to be the product, second is going to be the services, and third is going to be the organization. So you can say such and such product is ISO certified. Such and such services are going to be ISO certified, or some of the organizations itself is ISO certified. So ISO, the International Organization for Standardization, it is an international standard setting body. That means it is a third party. They are setting these standards, and this body consists of representatives from various national standards of organization. You can see that so far around 21,000 ISO standards are available. 21,000 ISO standards are available. Out of these 21,000, ISO 9000 and ISO 14,000, or latest you can say ISO 9001 and 14,000 are the most generic ISO standards which can be applied any kind of products, services, or organization. So that is why we are going to discuss more on ISO 9001, which is going to be quality oriented, and it is applicable to almost all the organizations. And why these standards are very important? As we all know, in all the countries, each and every country, they are having standards for their products, for their services, and also for the organization, which are valid in their country itself. Especially when I say India, we have got ISI, Indian Standard Institute, or we say we have got IS certifications are there. When you talk about British, it is BSI, British Standard Institute. So BSI certifications are available. That means it is valid for their country. ANSI, American National Standards. For Pakistan, it is going to be PSQZA, Pakistan Standard and the Quality Control Authority. The certifications are there. For Bangladesh, we have got BSTI, Bangladesh Standard Testing and the certification. And also for German, it is DIN, German Institute for Standardization. So what we have seen is every country has got a standardization method, procedure is available. But when it comes to international level, or we can say the trade and the business between two countries, then what is expected is an international acceptance. Why I say? Because a product which is manufactured in India having an IS certificate will not be accepted, or they will not accept the services when you go to British or America. What they want that it should be globally accepted. And that is why we are going for ISO, because it is international organization for standardization. So even though all these countries are having their own standards are there, but still what we can see, an universally accepted, globally accepted standard, that is what ISO. So that is the importance of this subject, ISO. Just see some figure here. What is written here, it is about, so Chennai Hawa Adda, Welcome Airport Authority of India, Chennai Airport. This airport is going to be ISO 9001:2000 certified. That means the airport is ISO 9001 certified. So it is an airport. So services which we are getting, it is internationally accepted. Just see a figure. It is about an higher education. Cambridge University, UK. So now we have come to higher education side, where you can see many of the higher education also, universities, engineering colleges, schools, they are all certified. So here you can say Cambridge University, it is going to be ISO 9001:2015 certified. Next figure you can see, it is a fish market in China. Again, you can say it is going to be ISO 9001:2015 certified. So that means a market also can get a certificate. See, there is a barber shop in UK. They are also given this certificate, ISO 9001 certificate. Our own Maruti Automobiles, it is again ISO 9001:2015. That means it is an automobile industry. Yes, they have got ISO 9000 certificate. Videocon products, household products, all these products are going to be ISO 9001:2015 certified. Britannia Industries, the biscuits they are making. So they have got certification for ISO 9000 and also ISO 22000. That means it is a food item. Hyundai Elevators, they have got a certification for ISO 9000, ISO 14000 and ISO 18000. That means 9000 for the quality aspects, ISO 14000 for environment and ISO for safety. So you can see that yes, for each and every item there are going to be ISO certifications are given by the certification third party. Now we'll see what are going to be the important series available. The most important one, even though we have got say, thousands of ISO, the most important one and generic one, it is about ISO 9001 certified. So what is it, ISO 9001? indicates. ISO 9001, it is a quality management system. It talks about the quality of the product, quality of the service, and also quality of the organization. Here you can see by far the most popular family is that of ISO 9000. Even though I told you there are going to be n number of ISO series, 9000 is considered to be the most popular family, ISO 9000 series, a family of quality management standards. It was first published in 1987, this ISO 9000, and has been updated every 7 years. And the latest we can see it is going to be 2015. The standard details will help us how to put a quality management system in place to better prepare your organization to provide good products and services. It is a customer-focused one and places an emphasis on continuous improvement and the top management process that extended throughout the organization. The latest one, that is 2015, it has even included risk management in this series. This standard is considered to be generic and can be applied for any organization or for any sector. It is now estimated that about 10 lakh ISO certifications have been given in over 170 countries. That is ISO survey of management standard certification. Coming to the second one, another generic one, very generic one, we call it as ISO 14001. So since you can see it is everything is in green, it is related to environmental management system. So ISO 14000 is a series, then it has got 14001, 2 like that it is going to be there. So ISO 14001 is regarding the environment. ISO 14000 is a family of standards relating to environment. It includes multiple standards very similar to ISO 9000. ISO 14001 2015 is the most popular in the family, that means the latest, and is the only one in which the organization can be certified. It establishes requirements for environmental management system, and it is based upon the very famous continuous improvement model, that is PDCA. You plan it, you do it, you check it, and action will be there. It is a voluntary standard put in place by companies who want to improve their processes and is very popular with over 3 lakh certifications in 171 countries worldwide. Third one, it is about ISO 22000. It is regarding the food safety management system. The standard is focused on the development and implementation of food safety management and can help any organization that works in the food chain. With multiple standards including 22001 for food and drink, 22002 for food manufacturing, and this family is used in a variety of organizations directly or indirectly involved with the food. With all about 26,000 certifications, ISO 22000 2005 is one of the more very common standards which are available, which is related to food items. ISO 27000, it deals with the information security management. The family of standards concern information technology with the goal of improving security and protecting of company assets. It started In the year 2005, the two most popular standards, that is 27001 2013 and 27002 2013. Organization can choose either the standard. ISO 27001 has over 22,000 certificates already being issued to the organization. It is a broad-based, and is this reason the certification can be customized to fit the needs of the organization, and it is not at all mandatory. Yes, those organizations which are interested, they go for it. ISO 50001 dealing with energy management. One of the newest standards, the energy standard, released in the year 2011. The standard is for companies to put in place energy management system dedicated for improving energy usage and efficiency. It's not required, but with over 5,000 certifications and 234% of certification increase in the past calendar year, according to the Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy. Regarding the automobile industry, ISO, that means Technical Standards 16949. One of the older standards, TS stands for, it is about the technical specification, ISO, or it also called as technical specification. Prior to the standard, the suppliers were asked by the car manufacturers to standardize to the regulations of each individual country, which often lead to suppliers needing multiple certification to the same vehicle. The standards have over 50,000 certifications. It is already being given. ISO 13485. It is regarding the medical device quality management. It is applicable to health industry. Almost 25,000 certifications are already being done. It is also often implemented with ISO 9000. It is published first in 2003 and the latest revision in 2016. ISO 26000. It is about the social responsibility, a latest subject. A relatively new standard, ISO 26000, focused on social responsibility and was released in the year 2010. This also, the certification is used over 60 countries already, they are in use. ISO 31000, it's dealing with the risk management. It's very important for an organization in any field to be able to manage the risk effectively. Now, latest one is ISO 31000, 2009, puts in place the risk management system to do whatever is in relation to risk management. Again, ISO 20121, Sustainable Event Management System. The latest one, ISO 201121, it is in 2012. It is related to, it came out due to the overwhelming support of BS 8901, Event Sustainability Standard. So we have seen so many different ISO series. It varies from product to product, services to services, and organization to organization. That means this is going to be a certificate which is being issued by the third party. Here you can see in the figure a certificate provided to an organization by TNV, the certifying agency, that is for the quality management. ISO 9001 2015 for the following scope. So this is a certificate. This is what we get as Another sample certificate for environmental, ISO 14001:2015, ISO 27001, and another one ISO 22. So these are going to be the certificates which we are going to get from the certifying agency. Some details regarding the ISO. This ISO, it is initially founded in 23rd February 1947, which is having the headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. About 171 countries are going to be the members of this ISO as on today. And the purpose of this is going to be that we have seen, it is going to be international standardization. So when I am getting an ISO certificate from the international third party, what does it mean? Which simply says that it is a proof from a third party that you comply with the ISO management standard. That is international standard we are. Either it is going to be an educational institution, an airport, or a product or a service. We are actually complying with the international standards. It can show your key stakeholders that you have well-run business that has a structure, is stable and ready for growth. There is always a possibility of growth is also available. And this can help with applying for finance from your bank. So when you are applying your organization to the bank, this is going to be a proof that it is internationally accepted. That means we are following the norms and possibility of getting the loans. Impressing potential investors or eventually the selling also, yes, possible if it is going to be ISO certified. Here you can see some of the agencies which are working in India also, their organizations are there. They issue the certificate. We call it as BVQI, Bureau Veritas Quality International. BSI, British Standard Institution. ASI, Australian Standard Association. BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards. IRQS, Indian Register Quality System. DNV, Det Noxe Veritas. And STQC, Standardization, Testing and Quality Control. So here I have only mentioned about 6 to 7. We have got hundreds of institutes now available. Though the head office may not be here, they are there for doing the certification. What do you get when I say, my organization, where I am working, where I am studying, if it is ISO certified? What are going to be some of the benefits of ISO certification? It improves the quality and service because the product and the service and the organization, everything improves. It reduces your cost, highlights deficiency because we don't want any deficient product or service to come out. There is a continuous assessment. It showcases continuous improvement program throughout. It ensures higher customer satisfaction, or you can say to customer delight itself. It improves the business growth and it encourages organization for new opportunities. So these are considered to be some of the benefits an organization, a product or a service you are getting by certification. Since our subject is dealing with the quality management, that means ISO 9000 series, now quality aspects we will be talking about and how we have come to ISO 9001. ISO 9000 is a quality management. It's a series of internationally agreed standards for these two words, quality management system and quality assurance system. So any organization, when there is a management and also an assurance. So management is to take care, and it is going to give you an assurance that the product or the service or even the organization is going to be good in the quality. ISO 9000 series of standards related to quality management is perhaps the most widely known and impactful to any standards issued by ISO. Even though we have so many different ISO certification, 9000 is considered to be, because it is a generic in nature, it can be applicable to any organization. Regarding ISO 9000, I told you it is first implemented in the year 87. With some minor changes in 95, again the standard is modified. So it is ISO 9000, it was 94. Now 2000, again with the major changes like process management was included. And again it is some changes, minor changes in 2008. And as on today, the latest one with the major changes of risk management is being taken care. That is ISO 9001, 2015. What are the peculiarities of ISO 9001? Because what you can see is it is very much related to total quality management or quality management system. All these 7 principles of total quality management is being applicable in case of ISO 9000 also. What are going to be the quality management system principles? Now we can see whether it is a product or a service or an organization, it is always towards the customer. When I say customer focus means, yes, the customer is considered to be the most important person. Second one, the leadership of the organization. How the people in the organization, that is engagement of the people. And what is going to be the approach in the organization, that we call it as the process approach. Then how there is going to be a continuous improvement. If anything goes wrong, how it can be rectified. Evidence-based decision making and relationship management. So these are going to be the basic principles by which ISO 9001, 2015 it is based upon. And these principles are also known as the quality management system principles. In 2015, the ISO standard was updated to make the requirements better suited for small business also. ISO 9000 2015. So when I say 9001 2015 means the latest revision took place in the year 2015, is widely used for global supply chains, government procurement officers, and other market drivers as supplier management tool. It's a quality management system standard, the best known and most widely used standard. Make the requirements equally useful to product-oriented, manufacturer, distributors, etc. It is service-oriented and other non-manufacturing industry also. In the latest update, these are the new things which are being taken care. It put together emphasis on the process approach and the measurable results to demonstrate continual improvement. Very important one. It is going to be demonstrating a continual improvement technique. It provides greater flexibility in how the documentation, the leadership, and other management system activities are addressed to adapt the specific needs of the individual companies, and also expand preventive action into risk-based thinking to include planning, identification, and addressing risks faced by the company that may impact its products, services, and customers. So since I told you ISO 9001, it is going to be a quality management system. We should see from initial how the quality has moved and what do you understand by quality and how we are reaching the ISO 9001. As we are all aware, quality of a product, of a service, or for an organization, what are the basic definitions? How good a product is, how fit a product is for the purpose for which it is made. Whether the products are actually complying the specific requirements, technically the specifications. If the product is free from the defects, or you can say if there is going to be zero defects are going to be there, then we can see it's having a good quality. When a customer uses a product and when he is having satisfaction in the product, or you can say the customer is delighted to use the product, then also I say there is a quality is going to be there. Mathematically we can see Q, it is going to be P upon E, that is performance upon customers' expectation. So these are going to be some of the definitions. As we all know, quality, it is very difficult to measure. How do you say that particular quality is having a good quality, a product is having a good quality? It is depending upon durability, serviceability, and reliability. The dimension of durability is how long that product can be performed without substantial repair. How long you will be able to use that product. That is what we call it as a durability. So when durability is there, we say, yeah, it is having a good quality. Serviceability. How easily or cheaply and speedily the product get repaired or serviced. Reliability. How much is the probability of breakdowns? How much it is going to be reliable? Or what are the special features does the product or service having? When you are comparing the product with the similar product, what are going to be the special features? And also the performance. How well does the product perform with respect to its intended use? The quality has undergone the stages: inspection, quality control, quality assurance. Then it has come to ISO 9000, also total quality and Six Sigma. Inspection was the first one as far as the quality is concerned. That means in 1900, this inspection was the only method to identify the quality. It is an inspection is a process, will not help to create quality, but it helps to control the quality. The purpose of inspection is to prevent defects, and this can be done by identifying and eliminating the causes. So we can see that inspection was the first in the stage of quality. Second one, we call it as the quality control. Almost 1920 onwards, we are making use of this quality control. These are going to be operational techniques widely used to fulfill the requirements for quality. Inspection, statistical quality control are important methods for quality control. Then we have gone to the third stage. We call it as the quality assurance stage. The quality is being assured by the organization. The product quality is being assured by the services are assured by the organization. We call it as quality assurance. It contains a planned and systematic technique which are within the quality system and gives confidence that the product or the service will showcase the characteristics of quality. And then we have come to a stage we call it as the ISO. So ISO, when I say quality, it is ISO 9000. So we have seen ISO 9000. So that is a stage. The basic ISO series is working on, I told you about the PDCA. It is a continuous improvement program. Plan, do, check and act. Again, plan, do, check and act. It is going to be a cycle of operation that we do so that finally the defects are going to be nil. We are trying to avoid. The initial idea of PDCA cycle was developed by Stewart in 1930, and then it is modified and modified by Edward Deming, and you can see that in ISO 9001, almost all these techniques are being extensively used. This is the cycle, PDCA cycle. It is a continuous improvement program. What you can see, there is a planning we do a check, and then we see what is the result. If it is not okay, again we go to plan, again do, check, act. If it is not proper, again we do plan, do, check. So that is why it is known as a continuous improvement program. So this is considered to be the milestone in ISO 9000. Also, in this case, we have got a manual called Quality Manual. A Quality Manual is a document that states the company's intentions for operating the process within quality management system. So what we do as an organization, we do have a quality manual where it is very clearly written about the quality policy objectives, and regarding the product, and also the service, and also the organization condition. All these are being documented, what we call it as a quality manual. What is the purpose of the quality manual? It is to communicate management's expectations to the employee, to demonstrate that the company's plan to conform to the requirements of ISO 9001:2015, and also to provide a starting point for auditors, whether it is going to be the internal auditor, it is going to be the customer, or even to the ISO certification body. The manual consists of quality policy of the organization, explanation of company's documentation structure, organizational chart, policy statement, and a reference to standard operating procedures. Then we have come to the stage that is ISO 9001 together with total quality management. That is what we call it as doing right things at the first time and every time and maintain. It is not that we do it, again we repeat it. No. We do it first time and that is going to be the last thing, and we see that there is going to be improvement. If not, again, we apply the continuous improvement in all the process, procedures and actions. The 5 main ingredients similar to ISO, it is on organizational focus, continuous improvement, improvement in quality, there is a continuous monitoring and involvement of all the employees and stakeholders in the organization. It is the 5 points we are achieving in TQM. And the last one is about the Six Sigma, that is as on latest 2000. In 2000, we talk the quality in terms of Six Sigma. Is your organization certified by Six Sigma? That means if it is certified by Six Sigma, then you can see the defects are going to be a minimum 3.4 defects per 10 million. Six Sigma is a management philosophy concentrate on identification of defects, deviations and variations in the process. It is considered to be the latest one. There we make use of a principle called DMAIC. We define the problem, we measure the problem, we analyze, improve and control the problem. Again, this is being continued and this is considered to be the Six Sigma condition. So this is how the quality has moved. It has moved from the inspection up to Six Sigma. So before condition was ISO 9000 and total quality. Again, coming back to ISO 9000, any organization we wanted to go for, these are the sections we have to study in the ISO manual 9000 manual. It is regarding 5 stages: quality management system, management responsibility, resource management, product realization, and management analysis and improvement. In the first one, this is in detail we have to study what are the general requirements for the organization and how we are going to prepare the documentation. Second is the responsibility of the management. So there, how the management is going to be committed to achieve ISO. How much you should be towards customer focus. How we are able to focus on quality. What are the quality policies to be taken care, and the responsibility, authority, and communication. And the third, it is about provision of resources, human resource, infrastructure, and work environment. And the fourth is product realization, that is about planning of what the product we are going to produce, how it is going to be customer related, what are the design development to be taken care. In case if you are purchasing, what is the mode of purchasing, production and service provision, and control of monitoring and measuring devices. And the fifth one, regarding the management, analysis, and improvement. It is about the planning, implementation improvement, monitoring and measurement, control of non-conforming product, analysis of recorded data, and improvement. So these are considered to be, these 5 are considered to be studied properly by the management authority who goes for ISO certification. Coming to the end almost, what are the steps involved in implementation of ISO? That means what is the management has to do when an organization, whether it is going to be an airport, whether it is going to be an education institution, whether it is a market, what are the steps to be taken care? Reading of relevant standards by the top management, that is the previous 5 points. Preparation and announcement of quality policy and its objectives. We are appointing a person called a management representative who is going to take care of the organization. Selection of core group for the implementation. Training of all employees in quality system. Preparation of quality assurance manual. We have seen what is a manual, how we are going to prepare it. Implementation of procedures and work instructions. Selection and training of internal auditors, internal quality auditors for the compliance purpose. Rectification of non-conformities. Publication of final document system and pre-audit certifying agency. Rectification of non-conformities, final audit by the certification agency and issue of the certificate, and then when it is issued, how we are going to sustain and improve the system. So these are going to be different procedures we have to follow so that we are applying and then we are getting the certificate and how we can retain the certificate. So this is what we do. An organization wanted to apply for ISO certification, making an application to the certifying body, the third party. Audit of quality management by the certifying body. The third party will be visiting the organization. They will do the assessment of the firms and the quality system. They will be giving you what we call it as a corrective action by the company to eliminate non-conformity. In case the system is not following, product quality is not attained, there are going to be non-conformities are going to be there. It will be notified and we do the rectification, and then certificates will be issued. A certificate of registration will be issued, and these certificates are usually valid for 3 years. Very important one. The certificate which are being issued, it is going to be valid for 3 years. Only thing is that after every 1 year, again, the certifying body will visit and they will check whether are we following it or not. And it is our duty to see that whatever procedures that we are doing it should be continually monitored and it is implemented. Maintenance of the The reference for this, it is about ISO reference manual, quality assurance by KC Jain, and operations management. Thank you. Yes. I can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Any questions? Yeah, please, you can.
Yes, all the students are requested that those who have any queries, they can raise their hand or they can type in the chat box. In the meantime, you can go through the link provided and answer the quiz. The link has already been provided to you. So please go through the link and submit the quiz as soon as possible. So any questions if you have, you can raise your hand. Okay, so we have one question, Daniel sir. Sir, is it compulsory for every product to get its ISO certification?
Say, I told you initially, every country has got a certification process. India got ISI. Pakistan got, Bangladesh got. So this is valid in the country only. When you go for, say, internationally from one country to another, my product which is going to have an ISI certificate, it's not compulsory that Pakistan will be agreeing about it. They will say, no, it is not. If you are ISO certified, yes, it is possible. Any kind of product, if it is going to be acceptable by another country, then definitely ISO certification is required.
Thank you, sir. Next question we have, what is the process of obtaining an ISO certificate?
See the slide, if you can just go through the slides, see the procedure, see steps involved in implementation. Can anybody can see it?
Yes, sir, we can see the
Yeah,
slide.
these are going to be around, say, 20 steps are there. And then finally, we apply, making an application to the certifying body. We should have a quality manual. And in the quality manual, we write down, document it, what we are going to do it. And the visit by the quality management audit section, they will come, they will check it, the quality manual, they will check it, and also the process and the procedures, they will be check it, and also the product and the services that we are providing, they will check it. And if they are satisfied, they will be giving a certificate which has got a validity for 3 years. Okay. This is how we have to apply for ISO certification. Okay, it is purely documentation, and then whatever you document, you do it. The simple saying is, whatever you write, you do it, or whatever you do, you write it, so that there is going to be a correlation between these two.
Thank you, sir. We have one more question. In construction, ISO is necessary?
In construction, yes. Now we are living in a world, competitive world. My product is good, if I wanted to say, that means the customers should be happy. If the customer, if I am buying a flat, if I am buying any material, if the customer is happy, then there is going to be quality. So if an organization, construction organization, is ISO 9000, that is quality management certificate is there, which means that the procedures for doing the work is going to be there. A systematic procedure is being implemented by the organization, and hence you can see the defects and deficiencies are going to be a minimum. And if defects and deficiencies are minimum, customer is definitely happy. That is why we go for the certification.
Okay, thank you, sir. One more question from Zishan Sheikh. What is the cost of ISO certification in India?
It's starting, minimum is around 3 lakh. It goes up to 10 lakh.
Okay, I hope Zishan, you got your answer. So can I take one more question, sir?
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Okay, just a second. So, the question is from Saurabhji Mane. So, sir, does it mean that without such certification, a product cannot be launched in the market?
You can launch a product which is being manufactured in India. Yes, it is. There is no problem. We have got ISI. That means a standard provided by India itself. Suppose if you wanted to take my product outside, it's not compulsory that they will agree for it. You can go for the ISO certificate. That is why it is called International Organization for Standardization. Because about 170 countries are members. The simple meaning is that only. If you have a certificate of that sort, the products are going to be accepted by the other countries. Any trade, any business, yes. If it is ISO 9000, yes, definitely it is possible and it is easy also.
Okay, thank you, sir. I hope Saurabhji Mane has got his answer. Any more questions? So they can raise their hand. So I think we have covered all the questions, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the session, sir. It was a really informative session, something different, and I think all the civil engineering students must have benefited from this.